Questions and comments. The honourable member for Cape Breton, Canso.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for recognizing me, and I'm sure anybody following the debate at home today is saying that they're happy to see the members stand up and represent the viewpoint of the fleet from Mississauga South. But I think his intervention here today is probably one of the most important of all the speakers that have voiced their concerns, because there's nobody in this chamber that is more respected when it comes to procedure and House affairs than this member, and he lives it. And his concerns that he's expressed through his intervention today, I think, are very important. I'll ask him. I've tried to equate it to something similar to the replacement worker legislation that came forward, where amendments were made in committee. Substantive amendments were made in committee, but were ruled out of order by the chair. Are we looking at potential for the same thing as well in this instance? If this bill does not go to committee before second reading, is it only minor changes that will be able to be made on this legislation?
The honourable member for Mississauga South.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, thank you to the honourable member for the kind words. I certainly can, vouch for this member's commitment to his community and the strong voice that he provides in this place with regard to issues that are important to the families that he represents. Mr. Speaker, the member has raised, this is the fundamental point. I don't think that you're going to find in this place or in any of the books sitting at the table there the precise definition of what constitutes the basic principles of a piece of legislation. How much of the detail, how deep do you go? And to some extent it is discretionary. But I would say that, members may want to reconsider their position here on this matter simply from the standpoint that it is my observation that there is significant support for a new Fisheries Act in the greatest scope of what we've been talking about. But there are a handful, I would suggest a handful of areas which could be problematic amending at committee, but I believe could be dealt with if the government were prepared to enter into a dialogue with the House leaders of the other parties to determine a mechanism in which we can make the necessary consultations and make this bill acceptable to all parties and get it passed quickly.
Resuming debate.